this by observing in your body and in your mind and in your emotions, where is your energy? So can you feel your breath moving? Where is that breath moving to? Where is it coming from? What is the sense of yourself as you sit or lie on the practice mat this evening? In fact, if we get connected to our energy, how is that? Are you feeling heavy or light? Are you feeling busy? Are you feeling a little low or quite zesty and energetic? So notice all of those parts of yourself that you gather and bring to this practice. Feel free to occasionally close your eyes and maybe even think about whether, if you close your eyes in your yoga, how that moves your energy. How does that affect your state, your energetic state? How does that affect your mood? How does that affect the connection to your breath? If you're sitting or lying, can you allow yourself to feel centered? So the weight of the head stacked on top of the shoulders melting. If you're sitting, shoulders stacked above pelvis. And if you're lying, that sense that you're just yielding your torso down into Mother Earth, just to release the day. Perhaps you've been working at the computer all day or other work, or perhaps you've been with the children if you've been on half-term break today. For me, for you, yoga is offering us so much in terms of healing our body. How well can we also heal our mind, our emotions? Can we bring this holistic, heart-centered element of our practice to ourselves this evening? So now please just spread your fingers and spread the palms, and then place one palm on top of the other, kind of over the physical heart center. So maybe just into the center of the chest there. And again, soften the elbows, soften the collarbones. And for the next 3 rounds of breath, feel the heart, chest, and feel perhaps the sense that the lungs, we might want to regard them as lung sponges, feel that they can really expand on the in-breath. Maybe a pause at the top of that breath, and then they gently release on the out-breath. Maybe you feel that sense of softening inwards. And you might even notice that your basket of ribs, the rib cages, can swell front, back and sides, but that doesn't have to be an overdo. So we might recognize with the palms there this sense of comforting and also softening inwards. In the past 6 months, some of us have experienced quite a shock to our nervous system, and also perhaps to ourselves and to how we digest changes that have occurred in 2020 thus far. And maybe we feel a little bit heartbroken at times of the loss of some of the ways of life that we have become accustomed to. So for me, for you, when we take the palms and spread them over that heart center, we're offering a little bit of self-love and self-care, a bit of compassion to that area. You may even want to open your eyes now, and especially if you're sitting, bring the gaze down into the heart center. And note if you are sitting cross-legged, which leg is in front, and then reach your right palm out to the right. And of course, as you lean into Mother Earth and press away, that left palm is now on the heart there, just on its own. And as you breathe in, extend the left arm, opening out. And then perhaps lean back a bit. Maybe look up to the sky. And then as you exhale, float, turn and twist. And see how it is to thread that left arm through. And again, open out, breathing in, expand and possibly, lean back or open out. Take your gaze up, perhaps open the throat. And then exhale, rotate the arm in any way that feels intuitive and flow into that thread. Twisting inwards, curling in. One more like that. Inhale and open out. Spreading the thighs, exhale as you thread through as best you can. And then bring your right elbow down to the earth and just let the left arm come up and over so you find classical side bend, Parsvasukasana. The left elbow is above. You may want to look into that left elbow or, of course, rotate, gaze down. And feel free to lengthen your left arm into a straight left arm if that feels good for your body. Lingering here, and then press and lift up and extend that left arm by your ear, and then lean to the left. So what I'm doing is I'm just actually resting the left ear on the left arm. I'm going to let the right palm just settle and then lean over to the left as if I'm holding the weight of the head in the left arm, and then bringing it back to center. We'll take a lovely circle through the left. Inhale, exhale, spiraling and circling around that left side. You can move with that circle as well. You can flow over and flow back up. So moving more or moving less according to how you feel, and then perhaps ceasing movement and being aware of how that left side feels, and then crossing legs the other way, settling and sitting back into seat. And let's find those actions on the other side. So press the left palm away and bring the right palm spreading to comfort and touch into the front of that chest. Breathe, and when you're ready, open out on the in-breath and reach the arms wide apart and or lean back and look up. Feel how that feels. And then ready to exhale and swoop in and rotate and bend and curl. Tuck under. And then open again, breathing in, expressively open wide as best you can. Pause, exhale, twist, thread, curl, turn. Expanding on the in-breath, rolling in on the out-breath. And maybe let that left elbow come down, and as you peel the right arm up and the elbow comes overhead. And perhaps just linger, opening out through the ribs, curling. Of course, lengthen your right arm if that feels lovely, or it can stay dangling. Look up into the sky or the elbow, or rotate and take your gaze down. Fullness of breath as you rise. Reach the right arm beside your ear if you can, full shoulder flexion, and sort of pin the ear to it. And then maybe just lean the other way, just because that can feel really interesting as you lean to the right and then center. And big movements of the arm into circles, or perhaps small ones with a half circle like this, or not a half circle as such, but an angel wing. So create some environment for really nourishing shoulder circles there. And then settle into your seat, observing. Float both arms up and expand. And on the exhale, fold forward. Now your palms, of course, can come to earth, and then slide in and down. And as you relax the weight of the head in and down, and remember that some of you might be able to really fold flat to the earth, and that's okay if that is okay for you. And then let the back lungs breathe in and out, and feel that you're able to create space, patience, time to breathe around the body. So important that we give time for that breath. Undoing that pose as you lean back and extend the legs away. It's a little cooler today, and therefore you may have come to class with your socks on, but now perhaps take them off and just reach your legs away into Dandasana. Give the legs a little shake and a little roll, and even curl and flex the feet, toes and ankles. Any amount of movement that brings you to stimulate from the toes through to the hips. Circles of the ankles as well. And then bring your feet to stand. And as you do so, try not to allow this to sort of collapse your body. So the distance between your hips, knees and ankles, of course, really important that you notice the length of your own bones in the practice, and you become aware of how that feels for you, because we do want to really be rooted through the feet to create this practice now into Puruvottanasana. Going to bring the fingertips in towards the buttocks and then lift the chest. And really this is quite powerful in the arms. So rotate the shoulders, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the scapula together, and see how it feels to just press the chest forward. And you might want to look into your heart, or of course you can bring your face up or a little bit even towards the point where the wall meets the ceiling. And notice that pressing energy into the wrist, because the fingers are facing inwards. It just is a different energy. If it's okay to do so, lift the hips, lift the buttocks, and start to press up into a focused, strengthening table back. And you might again be looking down the body, or you can bring the gaze up and back. I do find personally it's quite a challenging pose to find the alignment of the crown away from the tailbone, and that sometimes that pose can create a little bit of strain in the neck. So I would suggest that you lift body, come back down, re-establish your strength energy, and maybe even change the flip of the hands there. You might want to bring the knees narrower. You might want to bring the feet a little closer to buttock bones. Essentially, drive the pose from a good base. So if you've had time to practice a couple of those and linger there, then maybe change again. Lift the chest up high. Notice the energetic effort that that requires. And then again, push through the feet, make sure toes are connected. And even if you lift and your hips are staying a little bit lower, so you're not really coming right up into that table, lengthening the knees away, then notice that that is a bone building strength. And it's also requiring your concentration and balance. What often helps is to bring your yoga bricks in and to find that extra bit of assist on the lift while the hands are clasping around those bricks. And then you might find you just want to walk your feet a little further forward, make another adjustment, lift up high again, breathe and feel. Notice the power and strength in the back line, including the hamstrings. So having found 1, 2 or 3 of those poses, and if you do have your bricks, stay connected, squeeze the heels together, Dandasana, and Purvottanasana again as you press the heart center forward. Activate power and strength in the legs and point and flex the feet and toes. And those of you that know the full pose of Purvottanasana might find that you do just want to flow up and extend into that bursting energy. And that's also another option. You may even want to follow that with a folded, relaxing elongation with the knees bent or sliding even down into Paschimottanasana. Please now release from that exploration into Purvottanasana and slide round into kneeling. You may want to just circle out the wrists if there's any residue from pose of open pose, Purvottanasana, as we just used. And then find enough space to rise on the inhale and open out. As you exhale, bowing down to Mother Earth. Let the in-breath arise in you and find that space, lengthening from the side bodies, blossoming out into kneeling sun salutation there. And then again, come back into kneeling or bow all the way down into extended child's pose. Forehead touches the mat, resting here. And then lift away. Curl your toes, walk the knees under the hips, and transition to down face dog. And as you close your eyes, if that feels appropriate, either pedal your legs in down face dog or come to full stillness, elongating back through the heels, pressing out through the shoulders. Possible bent knee pose of down dog if that feels more appropriate to your whole body sense of the pose. And how is your breath feeling? How is your energy now? And where is your focus? So let's remember that this present moment is what's important. Be finding your connections, breathing, full intention, purpose, and commitment. As you release from your down face dog and come to Vajrasana, the kneeling pose, slide forward, extend your arms again, and then transition into Anahatasana, the heart opening. So that's when the chest releases down and the buttocks rise above the hips. And then you may have to kind of shuffle back, especially if you feel you've got a little bit stuck on the sticky mat. So release away, unravel, inhale, exhale, and then maybe move back into pose if you enjoy that one. Trying to keep the chest low, and this is very nourishing for the shoulders. But it can also be quite harsh on the neck. So be careful about whether you've ended up with your chin sort of pressing into mat or if you need to tuck that chin. We're going to follow Anahatasana with another back bend. And I'm actually going to slide the 2 bricks now to the front of the yoga mat. And as your body comes down into the prone position, if you have yoga bricks or blocks, place the forearms onto the stack, roll the shoulders back, press the palms together, and finding a brick assisted pose of Sphinx, if that's suitable, and gazing at the thumbnails. Draw the shoulders back. Let's have some lovely sense of melting around the collarbones. Legs reaching back strongly. Tops of feet pressing. And remember that you can, of course, use your regular poses of Sphinx or even Cobra without bricks. And then remove any props and slide down to earth. And maybe bring the right cheek onto the mat and resting for a moment. Sometimes when we are feeling lost or emotionally overwhelmed, the heart can feel heavy. You might even observe in yourself a sense of maybe even a low state of melancholy at times. And so as you rest in Advasana, the prone Shavasana, close your eyes if that's suitable and just connect again to what you can sense in your body tonight. How easy is it for your body to accept the qualities of your breathing in this pose? Is it okay to really yield the front of the chest down onto the earth? Can you let go? Can you soften around the body when it lays on its front? Can you still feel the movement of the breath? And then press palms beside the face or in front of, and peel body away into Cobra. Much stronger pressing of the arms required from the Sphinx. So observe your response to that and to the breath. And then pull the body forward. Reach the arms beside you and down towards the feet. And left cheek rests. And again, completely surrender if that's okay. Observing your response to breathing in the pose of Advasana. Now centering the body, curl the toes. Press the hands over the shoulders. Press up high hips, drawing you into a powerful down face dog. Reaching out all four corners, and then extend your right leg up and back. You can curl the knee or come into our classical one leg dog. Step your right foot forward, left knee down, soften the left foot, and allow your hips to yield. And then rise up, roll the shoulders, and as you interlace your fingers, bring the hands around the back of the skull. And then open the elbows wide. And as you soften in, let the chest open and expand. Perhaps trusting that your cradled hands can hold the weight of your head. And then release. Bring the palms down. Bit of rocking side to side. Step both hands on the inside of the right foot and yield your body even more. And if you wish, elbows come down into lizard. Relax the head, neck and the body. And then frame the foot, curl the toes, lift the hips high, sliding back. Pedaling out your legs, shake out the head and neck, curl the left leg up and back. Feel enjoyable releasing of the hips into the sky there. Left foot forward, right knee down. Ashwasanchalasana, the low lunge. Releasing your pelvis comfortably but purposefully, if that's okay. And then roll the shoulders above the hips. Again, interlace palms. Center. Breathe in and lift the heart and chest and arc back enough. Some of you may feel fine to surrender the hips. Coming up to the sky, if that's okay for you. And then as you release down, bring both hands to frame foot or on the inside of the left leg. And slide body down into a comfortable low lizard. Uttan Pristhasana. And maybe rock a little bit side to side. And then press the palms either side, slide the left knee back. Come onto your right hip, so just finding almost a side kneeling pose. And you can use your block stack or your bricks, or you may want to use a cushion, and certainly a pillow or a cushion would be much more comforting. Bring the knees to tuck. So you are laying on your right hip and slide your right arm underneath you. Turn the palm up so you're fully inside lying and reach the left arm on top of the right, and in fact reach beyond it. And as you extend the left arm, what will happen is this lovely sense of the scapulae sliding. So let this arm, as it reaches, let that movement come from your shoulder blades. And that draws your face down into the mat. And then slide open, just like you're opening that doorway to the heart center. And as the left arm comes up to the sky, turn the gaze and look to the left thumb. Try and become very comfortable. And then reach the left arm up. And you can even let that left arm pick your head up and then rest it back down. Or just reach up and down a few times as if you've got fruit above you, low-hanging fruit or high-hanging, and you're trying to grab that fruit. Feel your scapulae plug and unplug. It's like a It's a lovely feel. It's a protraction and a retraction. And then again, when you are ready to do so, as you inhale, open out to the left and let your gaze turn left. And wide opening. Knees are, of course, and hips facing to the right. And you may notice that the left hip slides back, or in fact, your left hip can slide forward. Lingering here for a moment before you decide and feel you want to close back round and close off. Now, of course, repeat that perhaps 2 or 3 times more. And you may want to breathe in and linger at the halfway point, exhaling here, or full inhalation all the way open, and then exhale and draw back. So allow your body to travel gracefully and easefully through those poses there. The arm opening, the chest opening. Really delicious to allow that to happen. If your left arm hangs open, what you really don't want to do is have your gaze to the right as the arm hangs to the left. It's much more compassionate, and it's also a somatic opening when you follow through to that action. And now we'll just allow this to close by letting that left arm be above you and then sailing the left arm towards overhead and over your left ear. Slide the left leg away so you feel this full body side lying side stretch. Reaching the left toes away from the left fingers. And then bend the left knee, take hold of the left foot and open out into Anantasana. Maybe bring a lovely wide angle space into the hip. Relax as you bring that leg back down. Lying on the side body can be so comforting. And if you tuck your knees in, it's forming that little soothing, nurturing fetal curl. So do allow that to be sensed in your body before you press away, back up to sitting, and come onto all fours and bring maybe knuckles underneath your shoulders. And when you're ready, exhale and rounding. And then again, we'll find that space in the back of the heart. Inhaling, of course, offer movement in cat-cow, so surrendering the belly down as you find that back arc, or just again adding more of that rounding as it elongates the back line. So perhaps 3 or 4 rounds of cat-cow, moving cat Majari Asana, or lingering in the flexion of the spine, if that is feeling really helpful to your back. So many of us, I mean, you and I may really enjoy that sense of expanding the heart center in back bends, but so many of us often just feel that just in that low lumbar curve. And so actually allowing space to be created in the flexion is very nurturing. Closing that, find seated Vajrasana now, or Virasana. Again, spread the fingers and place the palms like the dove mudra over your heart. And as you quietly breathe in and breathe out, in Vajrasana, the kneeling pose, or Virasana, the hero's pose, access a moment of quietude again. A special moment with your breath. And as you release your palms, recognize how we can be very soft with ourselves. Life doesn't always have to be a fight or a struggle or harsh. And that tiny, softer breath is really worth observing. Again, rise now into high kneeling, expand. And then release back and bring the palms into heart center. And then gather your cushion or blocks or brick stack and set the scene for your second side line. So slide onto your left hip, elongate your left arm and bring the left cheek onto the props if you're using them, and start with that sliding and gliding motion as you free your scapulae. You maybe slide the arm, the top right arm sliding beyond the bottom left arm, and also let the head roll with. Maybe even let your knee roll, so enjoy and exploring there. Ready to breathe in and open up and gaze to the thumb as you look to the sky and the arm is above you. And then that thing where we're kind of cherry picking or lifting up. You know, if you reach your arm enough, it does kind of pick the head up away, and you might want to observe how you respond to that. And then open all the way out. Follow the gaze, so you look to your right and slide your scapulae to the earth, ribs are opening. Breathe and soften there. You're happy to do so. Let breath guide you back to closing, so you close that doorway. You can linger there as well, and then breathe in and follow all the way open and out. Going to exhale as you close, no need to rush, and you may want to offer one more breath cycle there. And then extend your right arm up and over the ear as you lengthen from the right fingers to the right toes. Then bend the right knee and perhaps connect to big toe mudra, or however you can express this side line, side opening. Maybe you hold your heel, or you're holding the thigh or the trouser, and just enjoy a little bit of space coming into your hips, lying on your side. Pose of Anantasana. Oh, so relaxing. Inhale, exhale, and then let that leg bend or reach down. Place the hands into earth, press up, and let the buttocks land onto the feet again. And sweep the arms around. And as the body rests on the thighs, find classical pose of child balasana. And as you find child's pose balasana, sense that idea that the shoulders and the arms are just comforting and cosseting, and perhaps you feel the weight of your heart and belly landing on your thighs, or you may have opened your legs to create space. And how is your mood and energy and mind affected by a pose which is said to be very soothing and self-calming? One more round of breath there. And then find that as you unravel, you do so slowly, so you hollow the belly and just restack your spine. And once again, we have found that we're sitting in kneeling or perhaps Virasana. And then rotate. So turn all the way left and look over your left shoulder. And then spiral around to the right. And then look over your right shoulder. And as you come back into center, choose to repeat that seated rotation. If sitting and kneeling on Virasana isn't suitable, then of course sit into Sukhasana, cross leg. And then please choose to remain here in seated or to unravel and lay down into semi-supine or full Shavasana. And once you've made that wise choice to remain in seated, a seat of your choosing, or to lay down, roll your shoulders away, shake out your arms, especially if you're lying, please shake out your legs, or supine semi. And as you inhale, exhale, let's find again that sense of entering a softer heart, a softer center. And so often we associate some very beautiful energies and emotions with the heart center. Energies and emotions like peace, kindness, love, and joy. So as we come towards the close of this heart-centered practice today, visualize a person, a place, or even a thing that you really do love, and bring that image into your mind now, or bring that person or persons into your mind's eye. Or perhaps it's a pet or a favorite animal. Curl the corners of your mouth up and give yourself an inner and outer smile. Even if just for this moment you can touch upon some feelings of satisfaction or contentment. And what does that feel like as those satisfied thoughts ripple through your breath and through your body? If you've chosen to lie down, how does the support of Mother Earth impact your ability to rest and connect again to your breath? And if you've chosen to remain seated, just remember how traditional and classical it is to sit for pranayama or for meditative practices. Perhaps you have personally had a lot to deal with over recent weeks or months or this whole year. Can you find the tender parts of yourself, and can you give yourself that loving kindness and compassion? Could your heart be open to those feelings? Especially if you are lying, please be aware of the areas that are relaxed and spreading out and releasing. And now, everybody, please delicately open your eyes. Stay close to your sensations, thoughts, feelings, anything that also arises for you. And then fold knees into chest if you're supine and massage your back. Mindfully return to sitting. And once you are seated, join your palms into Namaste, thumbs resting at the Anahata chakra at the heart center. Lightly bow the gaze. Gratitude for your presence here this evening. Give thanks to yourself for what you offered to yourself this evening, to what you found. Namaste, yogis.